It is Elazer. Not a Elazer.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pride of Altares, we have the blue Polish player. He is Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald.
Something tells me that Elazer is like one of those Yanji situations where if you ask him how he prefers it, he would probably be like, whatever.
Yeah, I always assumed it was Elazer, but as a Polish person, is it pronounced differently in Polish? Or
Elazer.
Elazer? Has he
Yeah,
said...
because we don't have the A,
True.
we just read it as it is. But like, again, like I can't recall him saying it, so I don't know what is the preferred version.
Fair enough, fair enough. I have gotten used to calling Geralt as Geralt. So there's that. I know some people call him Gerald. But that sounds weird to me now after all this time.
Gerald?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed I have a tendency to call them like with an English accent just because I watch a lot of like things in English, so like I'm not used to people pronouncing their names in a Polish fashion.
Yeah.
But like either way is fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. They'll let us know the preferred way, I'm sure. As we're getting into our final series of the night, our second ZVP, and I imagine this one is going to be a lot closer compared to Raynor and Hellraiser.
Yeah, definitely. Gerald is definitely one of the better players, I would say. I don't know if I would say he's one of the top players of Poland right now, but he is up there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say who's the best Polish Protoss player right now because there are a lot of them. I do think like there was a period where Mana was undoubtedly number one amongst them, but nowadays I think it's a little bit harder to distinguish between Geralt, Christianer, and Art. Like all three of them are pretty good, and I do think the three of them have surpassed Mana in this day and age.
Possibly. I feel like they're at least like getting there if they're not already if they have not already achieved that.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless,
so this is when we need like a round robin show match between them to find out who's the best.
I mean, we already had a lot of Polish tournaments, you know, not gonna lie, for that.
No, but just these four.
Oh god, the amount of PvP is gonna be disgusting.
Yes.
Please get us out of here. Yeah, so far, some pretty interesting openers. We do have a Stargate opener. Geralt approaching this a little bit differently, going for the Void Ray first. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but at the very start of the game, Geralt was a little bit paranoid, and he did have his probe patrolling the gold base to make sure it wasn't taken.
Yeah, he did check. I mean, Zergs do like taking their gold bases, but
yeah,
not the Elazer apparently. Not this game at any rate. And he's going just for a regular third, like close to his base. And on the other side of the map, we see that Void Ray, and we see that it's only for sniping that Overlord, as the Oracle is following it.
Yeah, we do have an Oracle follow-up. Geralt's a little bit more concerned with keeping Elazer in the dark by hunting down all of these Overlords, denying him vision, and then going in with an Oracle. Just because it's a Void Ray first doesn't mean it has to be a commitment into Stargates. We saw in the previous series, Hellraiser went double Stargate into Phoenixes. I doubt we're going to be seeing that. It is possible, but oh my god, he goes for a second Stargate!
Yeah, just as you say that, we do have a second Stargate. I'm not sure if it will be Phoenixes this time, though. I have a feeling it may not be.
Yeah, we'll see what Geralt has to offer. I mean, it kind of makes sense to go double Stargate here on this map just because it is the longest map in the map pool. Not quite the largest, but it is the longest. So the rush distance is quite large. You have some pretty nice defensive positions as well. So to tech up all the way to double Stargate, kind of old school at this point. Oh.
He almost got a really nice status there, but last moment Elazer does move out those drones. But that does mean that Geralt scouts the Roach Warren there.
Oh, he does spot that Roach Warren, is aware of that, again, ground commitment, which is pretty standard in this day and age. But, mate, Phoenixes. Let's go!
Yeah, but as we said in the previous series, like now, there are Roaches, not Link Bane. So these Phoenixes may actually be they may be much more useful.
Yeah, they can be. Again, Elazer is still in the dark. He hasn't even seen the gases at the natural base or anything like that. For the time being, he's just more focused and more concerned with defending his main bases, with all of his queens, making sure the Oracle and the Void Ray don't deal too much damage.
Yes, indeed. And I guess we will just have to see how both of these players' armies build up. Once again, all scouting from Elazer is denied. And the Void Ray is even gonna cancel this base, maybe.
Yes, something that wasn't denied, which I think is pretty interesting, is that Elazer did see the Cyber Core researching with his Lings, and he's even going to confirm that here. So now he knows 100% that it is going to be Skytos coming out from Gerald.
Oh yeah. Oh, unfortunately, losing that Oracle. Just didn't move it away in time. And the base, the gold base does stay, but at the very least, Gerald is aware of it being there.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see this gold base being under threat, but for the time being, Elazer does have it safe and sound. He's just pumping out nothing but queens, and there is that Spire. Again, this all makes plenty of sense because, again, Elazer did confirm that scout on that Cyber Core.
Yeah, and they're both switching, as at the same time Gerald is getting a Twilight Council on his side of the map.
And here we go, the Phoenixes do reveal themselves. They pick up every single one of these queens. Unfortunately, 0 spores here at the gold base. Spores would have been amazing. You can't pick them up with Phoenixes, but they're not here. And with that, 3 queens go down.
Yeah, 3 queens go down, and this gold base is actually in danger, but there's so many more queens to back them up.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of queens. We do have Lings here across the map as well. Looks like they're going to get a bit of a surround on these depths, maybe even threaten either the natural or the third base. But at least the queens are able to keep the gold base up and running, just barely.
I think it's such an Elazer thing to like just make a lot of queens on his side of the map.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the Phoenixes are a little bit busy across the map. Because the Phoenixes are busy, that means, this third base is vulnerable. The shield battery is going to go down.
Yeah, despite the overcharge, and now the Lings are free to munch on the mineral line. There are Zealots to reinforce, but there will be some losses probably.
Exactly. At the same time, these Phoenixes need to do more damage. They've gotten a couple of Overlords, they've gotten a couple of Queens, but here we go. Finally, they are going to be impacting and influencing the economy of Elazer. 4 drones go down, but only 4 acceptable losses for Elazer.
Yeah, and Gerald has to watch that rally because that Phoenix flew right over the base, and it almost went down to the spores. But now they can attack the gold.
Yeah, but you know what? We already have a spore. Only 1 spore, so they ignore it. They focus down the drones. Now, finally, damage is being done.
Yes, indeed. These queens are chasing them all over the creep, but they can be in every base at the same time, so these very mobile Phoenixes are getting some damage done everywhere.
Yeah, but the time of Phoenixes has come and gone, I feel, because 15 Corruptors are on the way. Finally, we have some proper anti-air for Elazer, and he's going to be able to shut all of this down. But again, you could argue that the Phoenixes maybe have kind of paid for themselves. What's interesting is that Gerald hasn't stopped Phoenix production. Okay, there we go. He is now transitioning into Ground Toss.
Yeah, as we said, he did get the Twilight Council, and the charge is almost done. So he will be switching into more ground composition now. The Phoenixes are still there, so he can still use them for support, but it will not be the main focus of the army anymore.
Yeah. Again, like the Phoenixes, we'll see how much more they're going to be able to do here. The Corruptors rock up. They're going to be able to focus down this Nexus. Archons are here, but are they a little bit too late?
Yeah, I don't think they're fast enough to kill them before the Nexus goes down.
Oh my god, the Nexus will fall. And a lot of this was also because the shield battery was never rebuilt after it died, so there was no overcharge, there was no way to keep the Nexus alive.
Yes, indeed. So another loss for Gerald. Not looking great on that front.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, thankfully he does have a 4th base up and running, so he can just transfer the workers over. He can take these gases. But Elazer has a gold base, like he's almost got 80 workers at this point as well. And his army is looking pretty terrifying at this point.
Yeah, he's even double expanding because, might as well.
Why the hell not? Phoenixes are trying to do what they can. Again, like at this point, they're not really going to help out in the main engagement. So pick off workers, why not? But they are being caught out by the Corruptors.
Yeah, they're trying to get some damage on the Corruptors, but there's a lot of them here, so the Phoenixes have to be careful and go around them. As the Zealot roundby is trying to get something done, but once again, it's scouted, so it will be denied by Elazer.
Yeah,
but no, I was gonna say, but in the meantime, actually, Gerald is preparing another transition.
Yeah, this is a bold move because we already have Corruptors on the field, right? So going into carriers from here, will it really work? Oh god, more Void Rays are being taken out as well. We do have a decent amount of Archons, so maybe Gerald feels safe enough from these Corruptors that he can go into carriers. And I don't think he's wrong, especially with 4 of these Archons. So yeah, interesting move here from Gerald.
Yeah. I just feel like this game is fascinating tech-wise, where like they just keep switching tech and like they're trying to catch the other off guard, but the other one is also switching tech. It's like just a roller coaster of tech buildings. And actually, we don't see carriers.
Interesting. We see Tempest coming out from Geralt instead. I mean, that can still work. Meanwhile, oh, we have a little bit of a water bite. Oh god, there's nowhere to go. The force field holds them at bay for now, but oh god.
Oh, that was so close.
Wow.
The Sim City almost killed all of Geralt's probes.
There was nowhere for the probes to go, but the force fields were so clutch by Geralt. He keeps his entire mineral line alive, and now he can go for a counterattack. But against roaches and queens, can they really do too much here?
I mean, he did research Storm, but I don't know how well that goes against the roaches.
Yeah, roaches and queens are incredibly beefy. The storms don't really do too much. Geralt cannot go for a counterattack.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Elazer is coming for a counterattack with these roaches straight into his fort base.
Yeah, the roaches are going to get cleaned up, but to be fair, you can argue that this was kind of dead supply. We didn't need this many roaches here for Elazer. He does spot the Tempest as they come out, and now we see 10 more Corruptors on the way.
Yeah, and the roach attack was only a distraction, as once again we have Banelings rolling into the third base, and this time there are no sentries to protect. Oh, there's one sentry, but only one, and actually all of the probes will die.
All the probes go down. That was a really clutch warp in there for that sentry, but we saw that one force field was not going to be enough. The mineral line goes down, not just the mineral line, but also the Nexus.
It was again, I mean, that was a lot of Banelings. Gotta say that was a lot of Banelings. But Elazer does have more, so there will be another wave of attacks soon.
Yeah, he's just amassing just wave after wave of Banelings, and Geralt is having a really hard time stopping them. He does have a decent amount of Archons, but he's just never in position. Finally, they're there at the third base location. We see that he's trying to establish a fifth base here towards the left-hand side, but we see another Baneling run by.
It's not even a run by, it's just like million Banelings just rolling in.
It's so oppressive. Oh god, at the same time, the roaches are coming in towards the third base location as well. They take down the Archons one after another. The Tempests are exposed.
Yeah, it looks like it will probably fall to these Corruptors. And once again, the Baneling rollby distracted the army, so the roaches had the time to go to the other side.
Yeah, exactly. The roaches are going to be turning back around. The Tempest did eventually go down despite the overcharge. Wasn't the most efficient trade by Elazer, but he's just continuing to hammer Geralt time and time again. The third base now almost going down, and Geralt just can't keep up. We can see that he's just really struggling to keep up in the army supply.
Yeah, I mean, the third is almost dead. Like, the four had to be cancelled again. The workers went down as well. And 13 probes died once again in this attack. So it's just like every time Elazer, like, he does spend like most of his army to do so, but he does take he deals a lot of damage to Geralt.
It really is, and this is a feels bad, man. Elazer rocks up expecting a base, and there isn't even one. There's just nothing here. There's nothing left.
It just isn't a base.
Yeah, Elazer, he's already dead. At the same time, he hits towards the south with another force of roaches. Does force a cancel here at the would-be fourth base, and Geralt, he just can't keep up.
I mean, there is literally a creep in the fourth base of Geralt. The creep has reached him.
Yeah.
There's a highway for the Zerg.
The highway is here. Geralt, he's struggling to defend on 3 bases for the time being. He has, and his supply isn't looking that bad. Bearing in mind, everyone, he does have Storm, and we have a lot of High Templar. We have a lot of Storm, so in a head-on engagement, maybe Geralt can take a fight, but probably only one.
There's so many Banelings. There's more coming.
Oh god, the storms will connect, and this is what I'm talking about. The storms cleaned up the majority of the Banelings, but Elazer, he can just make more of where that came from.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's gonna use up all the storms eventually, and there's another wave already there.
It just doesn't stop, Kuro. The Banelings roll in, force out so many of these storms, and oh my god, the storms are running out.
Yeah, the storms are running out, and there's still more Banelings there. Ooh, that was a beautiful one. But also, so many buildings and so many units of Geralt fall down as well.
Yeah, and here Geralt is being distracted. We see another bit of a run by here. He wants the Nexus. The Nexus is so low.
Oh! Just poke it. Yeah, it goes down. Their ultras will be chased away, but once again, Gerald is down to 2 bases now.
Yeah, Gerald, he gets knocked down to those 2 bases. He barely has any economy whatsoever. And all those storms that we were talking about earlier, quickly looking at the units tab, we have 0 High Templar remaining. They were all forced to be morphed into Archons or killed. Gerald is now just going for a Hail Mary play.
Yeah, that he is. But I don't think he has what it takes to take down Elazer here. I mean, Adrenal is on the way as well, just to make these Zerglings a little bit stronger, and I don't think this army can take them.
Yeah, I mean, again, Geralt, he's all in, but I don't think he even believes in this army. I mean, oh god, the Banelings roll on forward, decent Blink Micro. He does take down the Hatchery, so at least he has that going for him, but there's just too much Zerg.
Yeah, this is what I was like. He's trying to split the Stalkers the best he can, but the Roaches just come and finish them off, and GG is called.
Elazer, after a very explosive game, he takes game 1. And now leads the series 1-0.
Explosive. I see what you did there. Explosive. I mean, it definitely was explosive. Gotta give you that.
Yeah. That was a little bit brutal there. Oh my god. I would argue that Geralt was maybe a little bit too greedy going into that Fleet Beacon. I think we were both surprised when we saw that. Again, especially because we already had Corruptors out when he really needed to round out his ground army first.
In the end, he only got like 1 Tempest from that. Like, that was all that Fleet Beacon did.
Yeah. I guess that's, to be fair, like, he didn't really commit to the Sky Toss, right? I mean, he couldn't. Just Lingbane just wouldn't stop rolling into his bases. Aye.
Yeah, I feel like maybe a bit, it was a bit too much of tech switches there. Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe. You could also argue that, I mean, did the Phoenixes pay for themselves? They did end up getting, like, what, 10 drones in total? They did get a lot of Queens to start things off, to be fair. So I don't necessarily think that was a bad move. But the transition from there into a Fleet Beacon was ambitious.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the composition that Elazer was going for. I feel like Tempests are more common versus like slower units, like the Lurkers and stuff like that. But versus this like Baneling army for the most. This was Baneling Roach basically. I don't know if Tempests are the best choice.
Yeah, I don't. Probably not. As we are going to be loading into game number 2, and once again, one of the larger maps in the map pool.
Yes, indeed. As we are now on said map on Glittering Ashes, not LE, and we are looking at the base of the blue Protoss player representing Psystorm Gaming and Poland. It is Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the Polish Zerg player himself representing his brand new team, Team Liquid. It is Elazer.
Also a sort of a way to balance it out as being the Polish person on the broadcast. I'm like intentionally trying to read their names the Polish way, and most of the time I end up with a hybrid of the two.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's great to have you here, Kura, just because there are a lot of Polish players in the tournament period. So you get to bring that authenticity to the broadcast.
I find it kind of interesting that most of them ended up in the same group, though. I'm looking at it right now. We have Art in Group D, Mana in Group C, and then we have 4 Polish players in Group A.
Yeah, Group A is the Polish group. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
As we see them right now, those are part of Group A, the 2 that you see right now.
Aye. Well, at least it will confirm that a decent amount of Polish players should move on to the bracket stage, just because of sheer quantity. So you at least have that going for you. Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, they're pretty damn good.
I mean, yeah, they are. They really are. I find it fascinating how the Polish scene has flourished in the past years.
Yeah, I wonder if that has to do with Katowice. Like, it's one of those things
probably.
where Yeah,
to be
yeah.
fair.
Like the World Finals or like Katowice has consistently been a thing in Poland for many, many years. So because of that, esports kind of, I guess, makes the news or is present in the back of people's minds, and maybe that just helps out a little bit more.
I mean, part of this is that, but also like, even if it wasn't like, the world championship itself, like having a regular like, high caliber LAN, like high caliber offline event is always nice because like you get to meet a lot of people who
Yeah.
are sharing the same interests, and then generally like, it brings the community a bit more together. So, I mean, I know I've met a lot of people like locally like that, so. I feel like that may play a role where like they have a chance to like meet each other and like exchange information and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure it all kind of feeds into each other, right? Like you have a massive event like IEM every year, and then you have a group like Net Wars that keeps growing because of IEM every year as well. So they kind of like, again, feed off each other and grow together. And because of that, the StarCraft scene can grow as well. And we have all these local LANs, like the esports series that has been running, series that has been running in Poland.
Yeah, like once again, like networks have been here for years. I'm pretty sure they have been here before like I Am Katowice was a thing, but because I Am Katowice is a thing, like more people know about them as well. So like it's all related.
Oh boy. And now because of that, we have more older school players like Elazer and more new school players like Gerald really popping off. And we see here in Game 2, once again, Gerald opening up with a Stargate, once again going Void Ray first.
Yeah, seems like this is his go-to choice for the PVZs. As once again he's trying to hunt down for this Overlord, and he's actually not gonna get it. Oh, or is he?
He's looking for it, and he should be able to eventually find this. Again, the Overlord is a little bit too slow, as the Void Ray is gonna... Yeah.
It almost sneaked by. Like Gerald was changing the rally like constantly, and it was just barely didn't escape.
Oh god. Meanwhile, we have an Oracle follow-up, so again, very similar to the previous game, except this time, Gerald is not throwing down a second Stargate, and is instead going for a Twilight Count.
So this time we are skipping those Phoenixes, and we're just going straight into Ground Army instead. And Glaives!
Yeah, Glaive Adepts are going to be the follow-up here. Again, there is no Forge for +1, so unlikely to be a Stalker follow-up instead. Meanwhile, the Void Ray actually commits. Oh my god, Elazer. Sorry, Geralt is going to get a decent amount of probe kills here, but oh god, at the cost of potentially the Oracle? Up!
Oh, it was so close to escaping, but that Queen from the main actually did manage to catch it. 5 drones still go down, which is not bad, but it's a bit of a shame to lose that Oracle.
It definitely is a bit of a shame. Now Elazer has nothing to worry about unless another Oracle was on the way. But with these things, he should be able to get an eye on a couple of things. Is confirming, okay, you don't have +1 air attack on the way on this Cyber Core, so it's not going to be just like the previous game. And so far, Geralt has done a decent job at keeping this bit hidden, specifically all these Adepts hidden.
Yeah, I'm glad he's warping them in the base, so they are not actually seen by the scouting links. And he will be able to move out soon, but he has to be careful now. Once again, the Zerglings are moving.
Oh, the Lings so far have not spotted the Adepts as they are able to bypass them entirely, and they're going across the map. And this is where I'm a little bit concerned here. We do have a massive wave of Lings on the way for Elazer. Lings aren't the most ideal unit. These Adepts, they get into the middle line.
Yeah, and the Queens were distracted with the Void Ray as it cancelled that base. And now they are here, but a few drones already do fall down, and the Shade is about to complete.
Yeah, 4 drones, a little lost mining time. Here we don't go. He commits the Shade. He does get surrounded by Lings, but again, Lings are just not ideal against this. They just get evaporated.
Yeah, especially with the Glaives. Adepts are quite strong versus the Zerg units, and once again, they're about to Shade to the main.
Oh my god, more drones falling left and right, not like this. And what's important is, again, we don't have a big commitment into Glaive Adepts. Oh, wait, 20 drones go down!
Yep. 20 drones, and a few Adepts are still alive.
They're gonna keep going, Kuro. He's not done!
Oh, he's not. and the Queens are trying as best they can, but even on the creep, they're not able to catch up with the Adepts as they shade between the bases. And we have 29 drones dead.
Aye, 29 drones go down. Again, Elazer had no idea this was coming. He wasn't able to get into the main base for the follow-up scout. He missed the Adepts as well with his own spotter Lings. And Geralt behind this is transitioning into Blink Stalkers.
Like this was by no means an all in. This was
Yeah.
just, it was I wouldn't call it harassment. It was a first wave of an attack, but there is a transition behind it.
Yeah, and again, like, look at the worker count here. Gerald, he's fully saturated on 3 bases. He's getting his fourth up and running. He essentially has 80 workers here. Elazer, I don't know how he can come back from this. Like, he has to do something crazy. Like, just sitting back and droning up is not going to cut
Oh my
it.
God. Hey, Light, you know what was missing from the Protoss?
Dark Shrine is on the way, Kura.
I feel like in this type of game, Dark Shrine is like, salt to the wound. It's
Yeah.
like, it's just rub it in.
Yeah. What more can you ask for? Glaive Adepts and DTs. Elazer, not like this. He will cancel the 4th base, so at least he is able to keep Geralt on 3 base economy. So that's definitely pretty impactful here for Elazer. Yeah. He does have a Spire behind this. I'm sure he maybe is thinking about going into Mutas, or at least having that tech available for him. But again, he just hasn't been able to scout the main base at all this game.
Yeah, and there's another wave of adepts coming into his natural right now. And the queens are actually all on the front, so they're not gonna be able to stop this.
Yeah, adepts in the natural, adepts in the main base. We have another force here of Blinkstalkers headed towards the 4th. Does Elazer have enough? Right now, the Roaches are a little bit busy here back at home.
Yeah, they're distracted by the adepts, and the main force of Stalkers is now here to deal with the queens. They have a lot of energy, so there's a lot of transfuses available.
Yeah, they're going to be able to buy a little bit of time here, transfusing as hard as they can. The rest of the Roaches are coming on in, but I just don't think Elazer has the numbers. Again, losing all those drones early on is really coming into play here and now.
Yeah, he had the bases, but he didn't have enough larva to spend. And once again, 11 drones are down, and there's so many Stalkers here.
Yeah, and eventually the Stalkers are going to be overwhelmed. Going to be able to overwhelm everything here. The Queens have fallen. The base is down to half HP. We do see Elazer forcing him all the way back to that warp in point, to the warp prism, but the DTs are coming in, and there's no detection.
Yeah, he's making the overseer right now, but it may be a little bit too late, as
down.
now the Protoss is rolling over the base.
Oh my god, the focus fire by the Blinkstalkers. He does end up getting the overseer. The DTs are going uncontested at the same time. War Prism sneaks into the main base. More DTs on the way. GG, well played. Gerald fights back.
Yeah, this was a really nice game by Gerald. Like, definitely better than I mean, I feel like the Phoenix's last game just did not work out for him, like, in the long run, because, like, it delayed everything else. But now that he was able to play aggressive, it was actually a very strong game from Gerald.
Oh, yeah. Very well played there. Again, just his main role there was to keep Elazer in the dark, was to keep him guessing. Elazer did have a Roach Warren, don't get us wrong. He did have a decent amount of Lings, but he just had no idea that Glaive Adepts were the thing that were coming across the map until they were already in his face. And by that point, it was a little bit too late. He was trying his best to keep up with the Shades, but there were just a lot of Adepts, and he didn't really have much to work with to stop them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, he went into, like, Elazer went into Roaches, like, later on, but, like, because of how many workers he lost in the early game, he wasn't able to, like, amass an army to stop what was happening. And Gerald just kept snowballing.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh boy. That's the scary thing about these Stargate openers, especially if you go Void Ray first, or maybe even Phoenix first, to deny all those Overlords. If you don't have any vision out on the map, if you don't go for a follow-up Overseer Scout, then you have no idea what the Protoss is doing.
Oh my god, Light, save me. I made the mistake of drinking water. But I am still here. I am still alive. I may be underwater as we are at 2000 atmospheres LE. And we are looking at the base of the blue Protoss player, representing Psyson Gaming and Poland. It is Gerald.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the other Polish player, the Polish Zerg player, representing his brand new team, Team Liquid. It is Elazer.
sorry guys, but something just decided to completely wreck my throat. This is horrible. This is what I get for trying to actually stay hydrated.
Stay with me, Kuro. Stay with. We only have one series left. One left.
I know, right? This is last game actually of Euro. Because this is the ace match. Like, this is the last game.
Yo, Gerald is being so annoying right now. Oh my god.
I know, right? that was cute little micro where he was actually denying the spawning pool.
Yeah, it did force Elazer to go hatch pool gas. Not the biggest of deals, but will kind of mess up the opener a little bit here. You know, every little bit counts. You know, even forces the unnatural natural.
Yeah, I mean, even if it doesn't, like, you know, actually delay the build, like, it may annoy the player a little bit and like maybe cause them to slip up here and there. Like, obviously it's not gonna be like, oh my god, he's so tilted now, but like maybe he will miss a drone here or there, and like it's in the long run it may actually pay off.
Yeah, whatever you can do to just knock your opponent off balance, right? That's what it's all about, and just make them uncomfortable overall. And hey, Protoss players are great at making people uncomfortable.
I was waiting where you're going.
Yeah. Oh god. But yeah, that was a wild game number 2. I'm sure Elazer is going to be a lot more on top of his scouting here in the next game, whether it's with Overlords, Overseers, or Lings. Again, I'm sure he's going to be doesn't want a repeat of game 2.
Yeah, and speaking of the repeat of game 2, Gerald once again going straight for the Twilight Castle, actually skipping even the Stargate.
Interesting. A very different opener from Gerald. I guess it kind of makes sense because he forced an awkward natural base, so this kind of building placement of these hatcheries is a little bit awkward to defend, and I imagine Gerald from here, like, he can just go straight into Glaives. We'll see what the plan is.
There is a robo.
There is. You don't see a Dark Shrine?
I don't know, there's no Glaives yet. It looks like Glaives, but there is no Glaives.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling DT opener, but we'll see what Gerald has in store for us here, as the robo is already on the way. Again, because of how early the Twilight Council was, like there was just no researching whatsoever. As he depths across the map, trying to deal some damage.
I guess we'll see what all that was about. I have to say that I feel like every game, like, the build of Gerald gets kind of shorter. Like, he just gets to the end goal faster, and as you said, it is DTs.
Yeah, like, because of the timing and because of the fact that we didn't really have too many gateways to work with, DTs are the only thing that really made sense. And what's important is that because we had a Stalker coming out, Elazer won't be able to get in and won't be able to scout, but does know it's a Twilight Council opening at least.
Yeah, definitely what it looks like to him right now. Oh, actually supply blocks. Very nicely done for Gerald.
Yeah, Elazer kind of known for supply blocks. Unfortunately has a little bit of a reputation for them.
Yeah, definitely. People, this is the time you spam the Elazer emotes in the chat.
As Gerald is zooming across the map right now, Elazer is still in the dark with his Zelnaga. It looks like he will scout the War Prism, and with the how early this prism is, he should be aware of the DTs. Yep, immediately spores are being thrown down. Yeah,
spores are being thrown down. Roach one is on the way as well, so that should help dealing with them. Oh, actually snipes that pro. Very nice.
Yeah, we'll delay the third base a little bit here for Gerald. Meanwhile, again, Elazer, he's just getting ready for the DTs. DTs are finally being morphed in, but they shouldn't really deal too much damage as the spores finish up just in time.
Just again, there are so many queens here.
Yeah.
But I think the DTs realize something is off.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? Nah.
There is no way in. They try to head towards the third base location. Ooh, one of them does get surrounded, was a little bit too close, and meanwhile, the focus fire is insane. War Prism almost goes down.
Yeah, when I saw that Warp is loading these DTs, I was like, oh, this is not looking great, but it does manage to escape. It is very damaged though, so once it dives in once again, like, it will be that much weaker.
Yeah, once again, this opener from Gerald hasn't really paid for itself. He can, of course, morph in a couple of Archons, and he can clear out some Overlords, so there is still some value to be had here. But Elazer, he's waiting for that to happen. As soon as the Archon starts morphing in, he can just dive on it with these Lings and, again, just deny it.
And look what we get for Gerald this game. We actually have Disruptors.
Exactly.
And not just Disruptors.
Yeah, we do see War Prison speed on the way, so he goes from DTs into Disruptor drops. Interesting moves here by Gerald.
Hey, sure, I do. Okay, look, we're slowly getting into this Protoss book territory where you just flip the page and you know what else Zerg players hate? Yes, disruptors. Let's go for this.
This is just a scary thing to do because he chose to do this after the War Prism has already sustained so much damage. So, like, he is doubling down on what this War Prism can do for him. But I'm really worried that there's a world out there where it's not going to take too many Queen shots for the War Prism to go down, you know?
Yeah, I'm very afraid that this is exactly what's gonna happen. He's gonna fly in, and the Warper is just gonna go down.
Oh my god! He's just taking up in every direction! He's like, alright, first we go DTs, and then we go Robotics Bay for Disruptors, and then we go double Stargate? What the hell?
I'm telling you, he's going through this book, he's flipping the pages. He's like, what else? Ah, yes, Stargate.
He's throwing the kitchen sink at the laser right now. I feel like this is so unnecessary. Oh my god.
He's also getting charged, just so we clear.
He is, which, I mean, that's more understandable, right? Like, he needs some kind of army instead of just pure tech. But we'll see what he can get done. Meanwhile, the War Prism is here across the map, but Disruptor shots, they go off.
Going on a Queen, I'm not entirely sure if I like that idea, especially because it did actually go down. And now Elazer is aware of this as well.
Oh, but you know, the DTs, they come in. It's 7 minutes into the game, but the DTs may force a cancel.
Nice, nicely done, but I mean, it's just a cancel. This is one of 5 bases of Elazer.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how much worth it that was.
And again, we saw that the first Disruptor drop revealed itself and did nothing. Like, one of the Novas actually missed. 2 Novas kill a Queen, but only 1 landed, so the Queen survived. And again, because of how low the War Prism is, like, he can't really take many risks here with how he maneuvers it.
Hey, Light, he's getting a fleet beacon.
He got 2 Phoenixes, and now he's like, nah, okay, time to get carriers. Or maybe even Tempest like last time.
He's really going for that achievement of getting any tech in the game. Just everything.
We'll see how this goes. I mean, so far, what he is doing is he's doing a great job at keeping Elazer busy at home. Like, Elazer, he hasn't been able to be aggressive at all. He's just been chasing the War Prism, chasing the DTs, the Disruptors. Like, he's been so busy here. But at the same time, like, he's been macroing quite well as well. Like, at a certain point, Elazer is going to push out.
Yeah, like, he's keeping him at home, but, like, he's not doing, like, actual damage to what is at home.
Yeah.
So, you know, while Elazer may be on his side of the map, like, he's gonna come here eventually.
Yeah, it's like Gerald, he's like doing all these flips and like parkour and like all these like sick ninja moves, and at the end of it, he's killed 3 drones, you know? Like, what does that really amounted to? Whereas Elazer has just been defending beautifully against everything that's been thrown at him, and now he's maxed out. He's at 200 supply.
Hey, Light, you know what else we were missing? Templar Archives.
Yeah, sure.
We need that one.
Why not? We need another way to make Archons and Storm and all this nonsense. I mean, oh god, okay, the Nova's dog! They don't
That was close.
Yeah, and Elazer's here, and like, can he be stopped? I mean, to be fair, we have 5 Disruptors.
Yeah, and the Zerg is going straight to the choke point, so they're actually that much more effective. But now the Bangs are finding their way around the base.
Oh my god, we have one. Okay. Yeah, one insane Disruptor shot does go off, but we still have so many Banelings.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter if he takes out the Banelings because there's another wave right behind it.
Yeah, exactly. The mineral line goes down. Gerald does keep a lot of his workers alive in this War Prism, but again, there just wasn't really anything to stop the train of Banelings that were even enough to just run back home.
Yeah. Like, Elazer was like, wait, hold on, there are no more probes? Okay, then.
Oh my god, and now they get ready for wave number 2 as he's going to hit this 3rd base. Banelings, they roll back in!
Yeah, they do come back and they take some buildings with them. Not probes this time. But still, it is damage done to Gerald, and now the roaches move in.
Yeah, what I will say is that, hey, carriers are slowly coming out. Like, Geralt is kind of getting away with this, but his economy is hurting. And oh my god, he just goes for the Nexus!
Yeah, the Nexus will go down. The carriers are trying to help together with the Archons, but they're not able to stop this army. And again, more Banelings!
Yeah, they don't really get too many workers, but they do connect here with the Disruptors. They are so low, oh my god, and the roaches aren't done!
Yeah, Elazer just keeps going, like, keeps poking at Gerald, and once again, like, this base has been destroyed, the other one is under attack, so once again, there's not much mining going on the side of the Protoss.
Yeah, the Lings actually get us around on the Disruptors. 3 Disruptors, 4 Disruptors are going to be going down, and at the same time, okay, he doesn't really break in towards the 4th base, but just a reminder, that was a kill, not a cancel here at the third.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop. Like once again, like when Elazer stops one attack, he starts another. There's another one on the west side. Once again, going for the base.
Exactly, Gerald, he's being pulled apart right now. You could argue, though, that his main army is slowly growing stronger. He's getting a lot of carriers, and he's getting Storm as well. But Elazer is working on +1 air attack. He's getting ready to transition into a mass amount of Corruptors.
Oh, yeah. And every time Elazer moves in, he does get some damage done. So, you know, these attacks are not being just thrown away. They are actually, like, making Gerald's army smaller, which will make it that much easier to defeat later on.
Yeah.
Once again, we have the creep highway at his base.
The creep is already here, Kuro. Oh my god, here at his third base, here towards his natural as well. Corruptors are finally being produced. +1 air attack should finish up shortly as well, in time for the big attack. And do we really have anything to protect these carriers? We need Archons more than anything, and at the moment, we only have 3.
Yeah, and 2 of those look like they're about to die as another army of Elazer is about to roll into this base.
Yeah, exactly. Again, Gerald, he just can't get more than 150, 160 supply. He's really struggling to work up with that. Meanwhile, Elazer is getting ready to attack at multiple places at once. The third and the fourth, he's going in.
Yeah, the Corruptors are moving in. They're gonna try to snipe these carriers, and they're actually doing a good job focusing them.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, Bailing's rolling in, force out a couple of storms. One carrier did go down.
Yeah, the Roaches will now finish the job. Oh, this is Raptor? No, not a good shot, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. The Roaches, they even take down one more Archon. Could even get a second Archon here as well. And again, with the death of every Archon, these carriers become more and more vulnerable. Meanwhile, finally, Gerald goes for the counterattack.
Yeah, he does, but like, there's not much mining in this base anyway, so these Zealots are actually not doing a lot of damage, while he lost, again, 12 probes go down.
Yeah, exactly. And he only gets 3 workers in the end. Meanwhile, the Corruptors will shut down that War Prism. Any kind of harassment, any kind of aggression is just shut down. Geralt is still just stuck turtling back at home.
Yes, indeed. He's getting more and more of the Skytos though, which is definitely nice.
Yeah.
But it's just that like it's just wave after wave after wave of attack, and like every time like Geralt's army is getting very damaged.
Yeah, I don't want to count him out completely yet, but oh my god, no, the carriers are exposed once again!
Yeah, the storm goes off, but there are so many Corruptors here that they just focus the carriers.
Yeah, exactly. The carriers fall one after another. The Archons were not here to protect them. They were too busy on the left-hand side. And to be fair, Geralt does protect his base, but at the cost of the majority of his carriers.
You know, the Stalkers are trying to chase these Corruptors, but they just go around, they just checking out the bases, maybe hoping to snipe another carrier that just pops out.
Yeah, why the hell not? Meanwhile, another run back here towards the right-hand side. Bailey's just rolling on in. Side defense is doing what it can, but it just gets annihilated. Oh, the High Templar go down as well.
That was a lot of storms thrown in one place, and now even he has to use the Novas.
Yeah, the Novas are doing whatever they can here, but here we go. The carriers come in. Sorry, the Corruptors come in from behind, taking down almost another carrier. It looks like Geralt may be able to hold on here, but at what cost?
Yeah, he does hold actually, but once again he loses entire mineral line in the other base.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I was thinking maybe Geralt can defend long enough where he can get like maybe a death ball and just move across the map with one big engagement. But his carrier account just got reset. So it's like, now that's just not possible anymore. I
mean, to be fair, the Corruptor count also got reset.
Yeah, but Elazer, he can just remake that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he has remade that essentially. I think with the death of what was that, 4 or 5 carriers, I don't think there's a way to really come back from that. Geralt, he's trying desperately so, but it's just an uphill battle.
He even uses a recall to defend this base, but yeah, it's looking very rough for him. He's not able to amass an army, and there's another wave already coming from Elazer.
Yeah, this time with a couple of queens as well to add some of that extra DPS to even transfuse some of those units as well. And looking at the units tab, what do we have to defend? We have 2 High Templar with 1 Storm each. We have 2 Disruptors. We have 3 Carriers. Those were all the Storms, by the way.
Yeah, and once again, the carriers are being focused by the Corruptors. The Banings are trying to roll in, but not getting much luck. Ooh! Actually snipe some roaches. That's very nice.
No, not bad, not bad. You know, it's something. Gerald needs as much as he can get right now. You know, he's getting fully saturated once again on 4 bases. You know, he's slowly defending, slowly building up his army once again.
Yeah, he was trying to get some Zealot run bys done, but unfortunately he did meet the roaches of Elazer, so I don't think they will be doing too much damage.
Yeah, if we want to be a little bit critical here, I do think that Elazer is doing a poor job at teching up. He has been working on a lot of his upgrades, which is good, but we don't have any spellcasters. We don't have any Vipers specifically. You could argue, well, Vipers really help. I mean, the High Templar are all gone. He can't feedback. You know, Abducts would be amazing here.
So once again, Elazer tries to attack, but this time there's actually enough army to stop him for now. And I feel like we are slowly reaching the point where like Elazer is like attacking and he's like, okay, I'm gonna finish you off now, or maybe this time, or maybe this time. And like, if he doesn't like change something, like it may come to a point where actually he can't like finish this game anymore.
Yeah, I'm worried he's tunnel visioning too much. He just keeps making more roaches.
Yeah.
I really don't like that. I mean, at the moment, right now, he can still afford to. Like, he's still far ahead. He has a bank, you know, and all this stuff. But as you were saying, like, there's been a couple of waves here that haven't really paid for themselves, and Gerald is now taking another base. And Elazer is still making roaches. Like, Papi, please.
Yeah, I feel like we're slowly reaching the point where actually the tables may turn as you know, Gerald hasn't been holding greatly, but he's still in the game, and like the waves of Zerg are slowly getting weaker over time.
Yeah, but we'll see, because here we go. Elazer once again is trying to dip on in. It looks like it doesn't find a way in here towards the 4th, but the roaches, they do break in here at the 3rd base location. Once again into the middle line, just taking down almost every single worker. Oof.
Yeah, the worker losses are the biggest pain of Gerald. As once again, 26 probes goes down. And he's halfway the worker supply of Elazer.
Yeah, and you know what? Thankfully, Elazer is taking up. Greater Spire is on the way, so he may not be making spellcasters, which is what I would have liked. He is looking to transition into Corruptor, into Broodlords. So he's not tunnel visioning anymore. He is thinking ahead.
Oh. Yeah, but Gerald decides it's time to move in and move out and see if he can get anything done. To be fair, this army is not big, and he did have some storms. But it is still a lot of Zerg.
Yeah, there is a lot of Zerg. Archon's doing a great job, though. He is pushing through storms, even connecting here with the army. At the same time, another roach run by this 4th base is going to go down. Gerald is 100% all in with this push. He has to end the game with this here and now.
Yeah, and as Elazer is transitioning now, and supply block, like this may actually, I don't know if work out, but like it's going well for Gerald actually.
Yeah, again, like roaches are just not that ideal here, where we could have lurkers or we could have broodlords. Meanwhile, another Nova goes off. Yo, a couple of roaches are being caught out mid-transition or as they come out.
Oh, we have a great surround from Elazer though, as these roaches collapse on the army and there's mostly the air left.
Yeah. And it looks like the ground army of Gerald is going to be cleaned up. Sure, we have a lot of carriers in the air, but we have 11 Corruptors on the way. It looks like Elazer is going to be able to clean this up. And yeah, I mean, even without the Corruptors, oh my god, the Queens almost took everything out.
Yeah, they did. I mean, look, Gerald took a base, but this is his army. The 2 carriers and a Tempest.
Again, it was a Hail Mary play there by Gerald, and unfortunately that he was just so far behind already. Corruptors come out, take out a carrier before the recall gets off.
Yeah, poor Tempest didn't get caught in the recall, so he's just gonna slowly waddle away.
Like this, the roaches are here across the map, and what do we have left to defend? We have 2 disruptors. We have 1 disruptor.
We have 1 carrier?
1 carrier. Let's go. The roaches don't shoot up, but the Corruptors are about to rock up here, and yeah, in the end, Elazer, he's gonna take this.